that can feel like you're discounting your art, your craft, your love for whatever it is that you have made that brings other people joy. But the thing about this is that you are actually letting yourself be more present with your craft. Do you love your craft but feel like managing your handmade business finances requires a freaking MBA? You're listening to Profit for Product, a podcast for makers who want a simple money system, clarity, and a business that supports their biggest dreams. I'm Megan Bergquist, fellow handmade business owner and local numbers nerd, and in each episode, we're going to dig into what know your numbers actually means, how to make decisions that prioritize profit, and even dip into some money psychology for the fellow nerds out there, all in 20 minutes or less. This is where we get real, a little spicy, and give clear insight on how to run your handmade biz so it doesn't end up running you. Join me for actionable steps, strategies that work, and systems that let you live your life and do what you love. Let's go. Welcome to the Profit for Product podcast. I'm your host, Megan Bergquist, and today we are talking about how to do a financial review so that you can make informed decisions in the future. Now, if you heard that and just wanted to put your hood over your head, cover your ears, and go, la, 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 Megan, I can't hear you, you're not alone. But here's the thing. As a business owner, you kind of need to have an understanding of your numbers. I mean, that is the one thing that everyone in the business space talks about. And for good reason. The shitty thing about it is that they don't talk about how to know your numbers. They just say, know your numbers, know your numbers, know your numbers, and then fuck off promptly. Today, I am here to tell you how you are going to know your numbers and what you get out of it. And I promise you, it's not just some ephemeral, good job, pat on the back. It is real, solid numbers that you can use to better your business. Some of you may be thinking, Megan, it's February. And not only is it February, it's nearly the end of February. Isn't this like a January thing? And while yes, that is when a lot of people do this, I am here to show you that there is no wrong time to look at your finances. You don't have to wait until January next year to feel like you were doing something right. That would just waste 10 months of the year and put so much pressure on January you. So here I am showing up, telling you you can show up for yourself too and show up for your business so you can be the profitable bitch you always wanted to be. Here's the thing. I know that looking at an overwhelming amount of data is overwhelming, as stated in the amount of data. 12 months of every single sale, of every single expense, every piece of inventory is enough to make anyone want to crawl under a rock. Let's be real. And that's normal. But here's the thing. Sitting under a rock may feel comfy, may feel safe. But when you're running your business without numbers is like driving without a roadmap. Sure, you'll get somewhere, but at what cost if you don't know where you're going? And if you've got a leak in the gas tank, it's probably something we should figure out before we go on that trip. I don't want data to be noise for you. I know that data can feel scary. If you started this business like me with a love for your craft and you get told, no, you need to know your numbers, that can feel like you're discounting your art, your craft, your love for whatever it is that you have made that brings other people joy. But the thing about this is that you are actually letting yourself be more present with your craft. You're letting yourself connect with it, connect with your customers, connect with the people who love your stuff enough to bring it home with them. And that is what we're going to do with this. Because once you know what is going on, it is going to let you show up in a bigger way. Now, here's the thing. I am the queen of overcomplicating literally everything. As I said before, I like planning. Planning is safe for me and I like it, and I can make a really, really, really good plan. The issue is, executing on it. So if you, like me, get overwhelmed by doing all of the things all at once and your cute little brain is telling you that that's what you have to do in order to be a real business owner, whatever that means, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to. I promise you, no one is going to come and wrap your fingers with a ruler that you only looked at the last 3 months or one specific busy season of your business. No one's going to come and tell you you're doing business ownership wrong. Maybe they are, and then you can promptly ask them why the hell they're in your house and kick them out. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to set a purpose. Numbers mean nothing without a focus result that we want. For example, last summer, I wanted to be the good business owner and look at all of the data that comes in from my emails, the click-through rate, how many people are opening it, what is the split test look like, what does the click-through, like all of the things. It was only 3 tabs, but let me tell you, it took me so long to input all of those numbers. And because of the pressure that I put on myself to update all of those all the time, I avoided it because your nervous system does not like that pressure. So we are going to look at 3 months. You choose the 3, doesn't even have to be the last 3 months. And we are going to we are going to set the intention that we are going to look for what our business is doing. Did you hear that? Nowhere did I say where we need to trim, where we need to cut expenses. We need to know what our business is doing, point blank. No judgment, no response, just data, and data with a purpose. The next thing is we are going to make your data physical and visual. This is where you are going to need a printer. If you don't have a printer at home, you can always go to your local library and print it out there. But what we're going to do is we are going to print out our bank statements or credit card statements, anything where you are spending money and where you are receiving money. And then we're going to get some highlighters. We're going to have 5 different highlighters, and each one is going to serve a purpose. You are going to choose one of those highlighters, and you are going to assign it to cost of goods. So any materials, anything that is a direct cost to make your product, whether that is a material, whether that's labor, any of that, you are going to highlight in that color. Next one is efficiency. That means that when you are making something, when you're purchasing something that is going to make things go faster, is going to make things more efficient and take less time from you, the business owner, that is going to be your efficiency color. The next one is growth. Growth is, how are you learning as a business owner? How are we expanding into new markets? How are we growing in all of the different ways that being a business owner of us? We're going to take one color and we're going to highlight all of the income that you made. This one's the fun one. Then lastly, we are going to add in a miscellaneous spending. That is your everything else that you could not connect to your cost of goods, your efficiency, or your growth. Anything else is going to just go into miscellaneous. Remember how I said we're not judging here? We're not judging. It is just, you spent it, this is where it goes. And you're going to go through and you are going to highlight everything in those statements. All 3 months, everything. Because our brains really like patterns. We love seeing a pattern come through. We can see it so much better when we highlight it in color and can see it physically than when we're looking at 2,200 cells on a spreadsheet. One feels overwhelming and the other feels doable. Once you have everything highlighted, you are going to go in and you're going to look for those patterns. Just like I said, your brain loves finding those patterns, and we're going to look for them. Where are you spending your money? In this last part, we are going to separate the data from the story. And here's what I mean by that. When we look at data, we don't just see numbers. If that were true, it'd be a whole lot easier than it is. Maybe our story is I should be further along. Why did I spend that? Why am I not making more money? I thought my offer was great. And that's not business review. That's not us looking at our numbers. That is us tangling up our identity with our business. In step 2, you already highlighted without judgment. Instead of us talking about why did this flop? Why did I spend that? What we're going to do is we're going to look at what is this actually telling me? Is this miscellaneous expense a one-off or a pattern? And this is where the clarity happens, not just from looking at our numbers, but from clear interpretation of them. Now, the action step that I want you to take is I want you to circle one pattern that surprised you. Maybe you had a lot of miscellaneous expenses in 1 month. Maybe it's that you have been spending so much on your cost of goods and there's very little in your efficiency or growth, which is why you're feeling overwhelmed. And then you are going to write one neutral sentence about it. Not emotional, not dramatic, factual. Because here's the thing they don't tell you. You don't need more information. You need a way through it. And that's what this practice helps you do.